Bros and sisters, what is motherfucking poppin'? I'm standing here in the beautiful nature with my girlfriend. She's just standing there with her back to me. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? Hey, wait, look at that. Ooh. She's a little shy that she doesn't want to be shown in the camera. No, that's not the reason. She's just writing her son. You know what I mean? We just had a blast in beautiful nature, walking through the sun and all that. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you, as usual, something about Kundalini. Frozen scissors, you know, this energy, if risen and activated through the 7 chakras, will actually really make you become your true soul self. Oh man, so many flies. Right now, I don't have it, unfortunately. But 2018, when I was really working in a heartfelt job, full of passion, you know what I mean? You gotta find something that you do with full on passion and purpose. And then your Kundalini will really activate, especially if you help others and you serve them, so to speak, by serving them and helping them become a better version of themselves. You shall become more aware of your Kundalini, and then step by step, once you become more healthy, you eat more healthy, you do more yoga, you do more meditation, you do some fasting and stuff like that, then the Kundalini will and has to rise. It will, you know what I mean? It really will. Especially if you do something from a heartfelt position and you really give out of love back to humanity, back to your other mirrors, so to speak, because you know everyone is a mirror of you, then one day you may feel this insane vibration at the lower vertebra of your spine, and then you will know, oh man, there is something going on, and that is actually the Kundalini energy trying to move through the 7 chakras. And when you then clear and open and unblock the 7 chakras, then the real life will begin. Because then you will realize that you were playing all along. You were playing a character, you were playing an ego character, which had nothing to do with the real you. Because you see, the real you is actually pure soul, love energy, you know what I mean? And it ain't just material matter. You get it? Your energy. But to become that energy, you have to become absolutely healthy. You know, in all terms, every factor has to match. The puzzle has to become completed, and then the Kundalini will rise. And if you then clear the chakras, for real, man, then you will see what is really real. But let me tell you this, it is a hard process. I had the Kundalini through the crown in 2018, not by me, not by my works, but by the grace of this energy, you know what I mean? That's why you say the Kundalini is the grace of God, so to speak, because you really become humble, and you become humbled by this energy. It really forced me to face my fears, all traumas, so to speak, had to be faced through the 7 chakras, you know. In the root chakra, I had to face my traumas. In this sacral chakra, I had to face different traumas. Solar plexus chakra also. Once I got to the heart, like I saw the world in such a beautiful green light, it was insane. Everything looked like a part of me. Everything looked like greenish and beautifully full of energy, you know what I mean? It looked just like insane, way beyond words like could ever make it comprehensible, because it just looked like ultra 4K HD, but in green, you know what I mean? And then I was not finished, because I knew, well, there's the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. So I kept on activating the Kundalini through the 7, also through the other chakras. And I also worked through the traumas here, So everything that I've spoken that was traumatizing, everything that had to do with the word and my spoken word that was unresolved had to be resolved in order to move through it, And then I came into the third eye chakra, and that was insane because, the third eye is the imagination and the imaginary world, so to speak. Once I got there, I really started to fear because, everything looked unreal and not funny. It was like rather creepy because everything that is a trauma there will be, blasted outward, and you will have to face it by seeing it, so to speak, And that was really wrong, it was really a hard thing, but I even worked through that. And then there came the day where the Kundalini was always here, It was trying to move through the crown, the top of the head, but it couldn't because the crown chakra was blocked. And that was a day I really couldn't go to work because I was feeling like so uneasy and so imbalanced that I just said to my chef, hey man, I cannot come. I'm sick to the bone. I might come tomorrow. See ya. And he was understanding it. I didn't say that I have the Kundalini. I mean, he didn't understand it, or he wouldn't understand it. You have to keep that for yourself most of the part, especially if you have to deal with quote unquote day-to-day people or customers and all that. Well, but that's not the topic. So that day I was all day at home and took some rest from all this Kundalini energy, and I simply just sat there and meditated with a Kundalini mudra. I also did juice fasting, and I did yoga breathing. I did the breathe into your balls from Elliot Hult, which is really advisable if you want to maximize Kundalini through the crown. It really works fast that way. Trust me on that one, try it. Like I say, it's a combination. You have to combine it with everything, like with meditation, with yoga, following your heart, your passion, giving out of love, and serving other people, and becoming more and more healthy, because then the Kundalini will really start to fire, which is why I did the juice fasting. So I was sitting there meditating all day long. I just listened to Kundalini frequencies, and I did the Kundalini mudra, where you put each fist over the other. Cannot show it because I'm holding the phone right now. And it was always working up here, and it just didn't really click. But in the evening I just sat there and just said like, okay, I'm gonna meditate another 20 minutes or so. And I just breathed and breathed and breathed. And then the Kundalini moved through the crown. And bros and scissors, let me tell you, that was the moment that I became pure awareness. No thought, just being. And I just, it was absolutely insane, because I felt like a little child again, fulfilled by the grace of God, so to speak, and realizing that everything of my life was just illusory. All the striving and struggling and trying to achieve something, no, mate. You just are, and there is no real you, and this beingness of your true soul, that's what you are. And once that shines, that's insane. You become absolutely aware of this energy in all things. It was like hyper awareness. It was beautiful. You touched something. You also have chakras in your hands. You touched something and you were connecting to it when you were close to it, 5 centimeters. You were connecting through your chakras to this object or wall or tree or anything, And that was when I realized everything is one, and we are all one. And everything is energy, And well, mates, that was the day I was forever changed. I stopped partying that day. I didn't go to raves anymore. Since then I went raving maybe 2 or 3 times. Since then, and it's 7 years ago, right? So I don't really go after that anymore. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't really care. But ever since then I had to process that energy because, unfortunately, I lost it. After 1 week, I lost the Kundalini energy. It faded slowly. It went from here down to the solar plexus. Maybe because I made unhealthy choices. I ate unhealthy. I also, cancelled the job, which was really heartfelt. And that was maybe a bad decision because, that job was really awesome for me. It was like perfect. And to cancel that, which really made this energy possible to be achieved, that was maybe the worst decision actually. But you gotta learn. And so I had to learn. I had to lose the Kundalini to learn that, you have to have everything set in stone for the Kundalini to be kept and to still be active through you. So it's my humble, honest opinion, and I really mean that in order to achieve that true soul level, you really got to do yoga, you got to do meditation, you got to serve others from a heartfelt position, following your passion, and you got to eat and be healthy as much as you can. Or you got to fast sometimes, or you got to juice fast, or whatever. But you got to maximize the potential for the body to produce that electricity. And it cannot really run freely if there are blockages, Like I said, right now I don't have it, the Kundalini energy. There will come the time again where I might be ready, but right now I'm not. I think I'm not, but who knows, maybe I am and I don't know it yet. But there will come the time when you will really not strive, but where you will really know that you are about to do meditation, yoga and all that again to get there. It's not necessary, that's not what I'm saying, but to achieve true soul level, it's necessary, It really is. It's not necessary to live, yeah? But it's necessary to live with the Kundalini. If you really want it, then you have to do the disciplined work. You have to do your yoga, you have to do your breathing, you have to do meditation. It sounds hard and it sounds like a struggle. And it is. Because, that's the work that you got to put in to become clear and to become pure energy. To become prana, you know what I mean? So yeah, brothers and sisters, this is it. Just wanted to talk about this beautiful energy that I sometimes feel still, but I don't feel it that much anymore, which is unfortunate. But like I said, it's a process, you have to process all the stuff that you go through, experience different stages and phases in life, so you know and realize which one is the right path for you. Okay, so peace out, I'm out. Enjoy your beautiful day. I'm gonna upload this video later.